غردي يا نسها نحن نجحنا وإلى المجد بعزم قد وصلنا وزرعنا جهدنا طول الليالي وأتى اليوم الذي فيه حصدنا.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والصلاة والسلام على أشرف المرسلين سيدنا محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم. أبناء الطلاب، بناتنا الطالبات، امتحان الامتحان السودانية، نرجو أن نواصل في تقديم حصصنا لمادة اللغة الإنجليزية. في الحصة اللي فاتت، الأسبوع اللي فات، تحدثنا عن writing letters، و I hope أتمنى أنه طلاب مش بارزوا كتابة الليترز. Today we will make let me say revision for what we call similar meanings, the prepositions, and then we have the gap filling. I hope I will have, let me say, the chance to complete these three important items. Let me begin by what we call similar meaning. Similar meaning. I hope it's clear for everybody. Yes? I must remind you that you prepare, of course, your sheet of paper and then your pen so that you can write the exercises or the questions and then the points that you want to write. You see? This is very important, of course. You can try to give the answer before I give it. Yes? So here we have sentence A. Sentence A is complete, of course. And then sentence B is incomplete. You see? There is a word in the margin, كلمة في الهامش. You are going to use the word which is in the margin to complete sentence B so that sentence A and sentence B can have a similar meaning, معنى متشابه. Yes? Here the first one, A, says, although Farah is ill, yes, he has gone to school on foot. I'm going to read it slowly so that you can follow, yes, what I read, and then you can write whatever you want to read. See? Although Farah is ill, yes, there is a comma here, he has gone to school on foot. This is what we call clause of contrast, تناقض. Here we have although, of course. In my previous lessons, دروس السابقة, I told you how to change the sentence from although into in spite. Although, yes, I'm going to repeat myself again. Although is always followed by the subject and then the verb. The subject in this case is Farah and then the verb is. In spite of is different from although. Yes, I'm going to write the rule on the board so that you can remember it. Yes, here we have although. Yes, this is although. And then we have the subject, نربط كيسي الفاعل. And then the verb, فعل. So if you look at this sentence, you will notice that هتلاحظ although the subject is فرح and then is the verb. Ill, of course, is an adjective. In spite of is different from although. مختلفة. In spite of, yes, of course, both of them mean بالرغم من. But in spite of has three options, ثلاثة خيارات. The noun, اسم, pronoun, ضمير, yes. The last option, verb plus ing. This is what we call gerund. Yes. So here you are asked to use in spite of instead of although. Yes. What are you going to say? You say in spite of. In spite of. Yes. In spite of. Here you can get rid of although and then the subject. You are remaining with the verb. You want to add ing to the verb. Here the verb that we have here is. Yes. What is the stem verb فعل الأساسي of be of is be. So it is going to be what? Yes, I'm sure you can tell it. Being. So the answer will be in spite of being ill, Ali has gone to school on foot. Let me repeat this again. Of course, you can use this option, or this option. أي من الخيارات الثلاث. But I always advise my students, yes, to answer their questions using this one because it is very simple. So here, if you want to use this one, although will be rejected, فرح, the subject will be rejected, you will have is the stem verb فعل الأساسي be. You add ing to the verb be, it's going to be being. So it's going to be in spite of being ill, Ali has gone to school on foot. What about if somebody wants to use a noun? If you want to use a noun, it's not a problem. You can say, in spite of the noun, Ali's illness, yes, he has gone to school on foot. If you want to use a pronoun, ضمير, you can say, in spite of his illness, Ali has gone to school on foot. But I always advise my students to use, yes, the verb plus ing, because it's very simple, you see. It's not a problem at all if you want to use a noun, pronoun, or verb plus ing. I'm going to repeat myself for the third time. I'm going to use in spite of. I will say in spite of being ill, Ali has gone to school on foot. This is number one. Number two, here A, you must not sleep early these days, of course. يجب عليك أن لا تنام مبكرا في هذه الأيام, because the examinations are approaching. الامتحانات تدنو. You do not have time for sleeping, you see. You must revise your lessons hard. This is what we mean by this sentence. يجب عليك, you must not sleep early. يجب عليك أن لا تنام مبكرا these days. In the margin we have allow. allow يسمح. So if I have must not and I want to use allow, here I must do something. Here I'm going to use the helping verb are. I'm going to say you are not. You are not. And then allowed. You are not allowed. Let me write the answers so that you can, yes, follow them. Number one, B, in spite of being ill. This is for number one. Of course, the rest of the sentence we have in the poster. Ali has gone to school on foot. Number two, B, yes, and this is what we are dealing with now. Yes, you must not sleep early these days. We have allow in the margin. I want to use allow instead of must not. So I'm going to say what? You are not allowed. You are not allowed to sleep, yes, early these days. Of course, we are given early in these days. But here you must be careful. Are not allowed. غير مسموح لك to sleep early these days. Suppose here we have Ali instead of you. You say Ali must not sleep early. What are you going to say? I'm sure you can tell the answer. Yes? You will say Ali is not allowed to sleep early these days. Suppose you are talking about yourself. You say I must not sleep early these days. Yes? The sentence you have allow here, and the sentence begins by I. I'm sure you can tell the answer. I'm sure you can tell it. Yes? You say what? Yes, you will say I am not allowed to sleep early these days. This is number 2. Now we move to number 3A. Number 3A, Saleh wrote a letter just now. Saleh wrote a letter just now. I hope it's clear for everybody, you see. Here, this sentence is in the past simple tense. If you are asked why past simple tense, because here we have the subject, we have the past tense of the verb, and then we have what we call the adverb of time just now. Yes? The sentence is begun, بدأت, by the object, مفعول به. And then there is by in the margin. If the sentence is begun, is بدأت, a jumla, by an object, that means he is asking me to change the sentence into the passive voice, مبني المجهول, of course. You remember the rule. I discussed with you the rule of the past simple tense in the passive voice, you see. Here we have a letter, of course. Letter is singular, مفرد. You have two options, either to use the object, let me write it here, so that I can remind you. Yes, past simple, it is past simple tense. Past simple in the passive voice. Passive voice, the rule is very simple. Let me write it so that you can remember it, you see. Here, the object, مفعول به, and then the helping verb was or were plus past participle, PP, plus by this is the preposition, and then the agent. By the agent we mean the subject. If you look at this sentence, you notice that, yes, the sentence is in the past simple tense, of course. I have just mentioned this. We have wrote, and then we have just now, adverb of time for the past simple tense. A letter, this is singular. So if it is a letter, we are going to use what? Yes, I'm going to use one of them. Yeah, we'll choose was. What about the past participle of the verb write? Yes, everybody can tell it, I'm sure. Yes, it's going to be what? Yes, it's going to be written. So I will write a letter was written. Don't be, let me say, afraid of writing the spelling of written. Yes. Here I must write by Ali, or sorry, I'm very sorry. This is Salih, not Ali. Yes, we have by Salih, by Salih. If somebody is asking you, why are you writing by Salih? You are writing by Salih because you are given the preposition by in the margin. Let me repeat myself in this point. Yes, we have the question. The question says, Salih wrote a letter just now. This sentence is in the past simple tense. Yes, there is by in the margin, الهامش, and then the letter is begun by the object. That means I want to change the sentence into the passive voice. If I want to change a sentence of past simple tense from the active voice into the passive voice, this is the rule. هذه القاعدة. Object plus the helping verb was or were plus past participle plus by plus agent. The object that we have here is a letter. A letter is singular. That means I'm going to use was. The past participle of write, wrote, of course, written. Yes, was written by Saleh. Why by Saleh? Because by is given in the margin. This is what we call the passive voice. Now, dear students, let us move to number 4. This is number 3, of course. Number 4, yes, this is number 4. Number 4 here, we have here. Where has Ali gone today? Where has Ali gone today? Of course, this is what we call direct speech, kalam mubashir. This is a question in the direct speech. Of course, you remember this. I talked to you about the questions in the passive voice. Of course, in the direct speech, this question is called WH question. Yes. Where has Ali gone today? In the margin, we have had. Yes, my sentence B begins by فرح wondered, يتساءل باستغراب بتعجب. Of course, we write the question word. Yes, let me write here for B. We write the question word where. And then the subject. The subject that we have here is Ali. Yes, Ali. Of course, here we have Ali. The tense that we have here is present perfect. Let me repeat this again. Present perfect must be changed into past perfect. That's why he has given us had in the margin. Had. You say had gone. Today is going to become what? That day. That day. Of course, this one needs repetition. تحتاج لمراجعة ثاني. Yes, I will say it again. Here we have, yes, it is very clear. Where has Ali gone today? This is a question, and this question is in the direct speech, مباشر. We have had in the margin. He has given us the beginning of sentence B. فرح wondered, the reporting verb is this in the past. So we are going to write the question where, and then the subject, Ali. The present perfect must be changed into the past perfect because the helping, what we call the reporting verb is in the past. So past perfect had gone, and then today is going to be that day. So the answer read, فرح wondered where Ali had gone that day. Number 5, A. The roof is too high to touch. The roof is too high to touch. This is what we call the clause of result. Yes? When we say the roof is too high to touch, that means you cannot touch it. What about if you want to use enough? I talked to you about this, you see. If you have a sentence containing to, and then you want to change it into enough, you have to do two things. شيئين اثنين. The first thing, you must make the sentence negative. عليك أن تنفي الجملة. This is number 1. Number 2, you must get the opposite of the adjective that you have here. Here we say the roof is not, of course. This is the first thing we do. Number 5, B. The roof is not. And then the opposite of the adjective. Here we have high. Yes, I'm sure you can tell the opposite of the adjective here. Yeah, it's going to be what? High. Opposite of high is what? Low. L-O-W. And then enough to touch. To touch. To touch. Let me write it here, see? So here we have what we call the clause of result. I'm going to repeat number 5A again. Number 5A and B. The roof is too high to touch. This is a clause of result. When I say the roof is too high to touch, that means you cannot touch it. Okay, we are given enough. If we are given enough, yes, we have to do two things. شيئين اثنين. The first thing, to make the sentence negative. ننفي الجملة. And then we get the opposite of the adjective. Here, yes, the roof is not. Yes, the opposite of high, low, and then enough, 2 plus the verb. Now the sentence read, the answer, yes, 5B reads, the roof is not low enough to touch. We have number 6. I hope you can see it clearly, yeah? Here we have number 6. Umar accommodated us last week. Umar accommodated us last week. Accommodate in Arabic we say استضيف. Yes, this is what we call phrasal verb because we are given here put. Put. So we say what? You remember? I'm sure you can tell the answer before I write it on the board. You see? This is number 6. Number 6B. Umar, yes. Put is going to be what? Yes. Put us up. Yeah, put us up last week. Of course, the rest of the sentence is given here. This is what we call the phrasal verb. By the phrasal verb, you remember, I told you during one of my previous lessons, by the phrasal verb, yes, we mean the verb plus a preposition. So here, accommodate, this is a verb, يستضيف. When we put a preposition with put, it is going to be up. It is going to have the same meaning, put up. So we say, Umar put us up, yes, last week. Now, we shift to something else. We shift to what we call the gap filling. Of course, you are going to read the question with me so that you can give the answer before I give it even, you see? Here, from the words, I hope you can see it, from the words given below, yes, fill in the spaces, الأماكن الشاغرة. This is in spine 4, of course. Of course, you must be careful about this. Here we have the words, كلمات, but, still, ago, I hope it is clear, lesson, and, many, very, how, full, out. These are the words. So after you read the words, you read the passage, the text, القطعة, before you begin answering. This is the thing that you must do. You begin, let me repeat myself again. You begin by reading the words, the list of the words which is given. And then you read the passage before you begin answering. Okay, so that you can have a general idea about the passage. And then you choose the suitable word that can be put in each space, in each gap, في أي من الفراغات. According to the meaning, بناء على المعنى, and according to the grammar. That's why I have begun, بدأت the reading of the list of the words. Now, I hope you are going to read the passage with me so that you can have general idea about the passage. I am learning dash to drive a car. A week dash I had my first dash. Yesterday my instructor مدرب معلم took me dash on a busy road شارع مزدحم. It was dash of cars dash of cars dash people. I drove, this is the past tense of drive, dash slowly and carefully. Dash I felt afraid the whole time طيلة الوقت. At last in النهاية the lesson finished and I went home. I felt very tired. I have learned dash things, but I have dash a lot to learn. Of course, this is the passage. Now we are going to answer, yes, the question together. Yes, I hope you have your piece of paper and then your pen so that you can write the answer. You can even tell the answer before I give it. Yes, I am learning. I'm sure you can give the answer. Yes, I am learning how to drive. You are going to put how here. I am learning how to drive a car. A week, yes. Here, this is adverb of time for the past simple tense. It's going to be a week what? Yes, I'm sure you can tell it. A week ago, أسبوع الفاضل. أسبوع مضى. A week ago, أسبوع مضى. I had my first, yes. My first what? Yes. First lesson, yes. Yesterday, my instructor, yes, took me, dash, on a busy road. Took me, yes, I'm sure you can tell it. It is a proposition. Yes. Took me out. Yes, took me out on a busy road. It was what? Yes, of course. It was dash of course. Yes, it was full of cars. dash people, full of cars, dash people. Yes, I'm sure you can tell it. Full of cars, yes, and people. I drove dash slowly and carefully. Yes, I'm sure you can tell it. I drove, yes, I drove very slowly and carefully. Yes, dash I felt afraid. Yes, here there is contrast, تناقض. But, the first one. But I felt afraid, yes, the whole time, طول الوقت. At last, the lesson finished, sorry, and I went home. I felt very tired. I have learned what? Things. I have learned, yes, things. I have learned many things. But I have, yes, I have the last one. I have still, yes, a lot to learn. Now we read it to make sure that everything is okay. Yes, I am learning how to drive a car. A week ago, I had my first lesson. Yesterday, my instructor took me out on a busy road. It was full of cars and people. I drove very slowly and carefully, but I felt afraid the whole time. At last, the lesson finished, and I went home. I felt very tired. I have learned, yes, many things, but I have still a lot to learn. Yeah, this is what we call the gut feeling, and of course, we have what we call the last thing in our lesson. We have what we call the prepositions. The prepositions. Here we have the prepositions. حروف الجر. I talked to you about the prepositions in one of my previous lessons في أحد الدروس السابقة. We said that the preposition you are given something like let me say 5 prepositions, 5 حروف جر, and then you are going to do what? You are going to put them in the spaces. Here we have 4. Yeah, let me read the instruction. توجيهات إرشادات. Use these prepositions in the spaces of the sentences below. The prepositions that we have here: for, in, with, on, off, at. Yeah, very simple, you see. Number 1 says, active students get up dash dawn. 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 You have to be very careful about the spelling. Dawn, D-A-W-N. Then you can say الفجر. Dawn means early morning. Yes? You can tell the answer, of course. Can you try to give the answer? I'm sure you can try to give the answer. What's the answer here? Yes? It's going to be at, you see. Get up at dawn. Get up at dawn. فجر. نستيقظ عند الفجر. Yes. Don't be confused. In the morning, we say in the morning. Early morning. In the early morning. But here, dawn, we say at dawn. Spelling D-A, I'm going to say it again, D-A-W-N, at dawn. To revise their lessons. Active students, طلاب النشيطين, yes, get up at dawn to revise their lessons لمراجعة دروسهم. This is number 1. Of course, here we have at. And then number 2, I hope you will follow me. You will sit for the Sudan school certificate exams dash March 23rd, I'm not 20, sorry, I'm very sorry, 23rd, yeah, let me read it again. You will sit, إنكم سوف تجلسون امتحان الشهادة السودانية, yes, certificate exams dash March 23rd. Some of the students here, I'm sure you'll be misled. They will find the month, شهر. They are going to use the preposition in. No, in this case, you are not going to use the preposition in. You are going to use the preposition on. Why? Because we are concerned with the specific day of a month. If you are talking about a month, yes, you are going to use the preposition in. But if you are talking about a specific day of a month, يوم محدد من الشهر, and this is the 23rd of March, you will say on March 23rd. On March 23rd. This is very important, you see. So it can be given like this. It can be given, let me go to the blackboard, on 23rd of March. March. You can say to me, we will sit for the exam on the 23rd, on the 23rd of March. Here, because we are talking about a specific day, محدد من الشهر. Okay, but if it is a month, yes, we say in March. You can say to me, I will sit for the exam, I will sit for the Sudan School Certificate exam in March. But here we are talking about specific day, يوم محدد من الشهر. So we say on the 23rd of March. We can say on the 23rd of March, or we can say on March 23rd, and this is what we have there on the poster. Let us go back to the poster, yes, so that you can follow. Here we have the answer, in this case is on March 23rd, because here we are speaking about specific day of the month, يوم محدد من الشهر. Then number 3, we usually play football games dash, yes, the evening, yes. Let me read it again, I'm sure you can tell the answer. We usually play football games dash the evening. The evening, yes? Yes? Can you tell the answer? Yeah, it is going to be in, I'm sure everybody can tell it. So we say in the evening, we say in the morning, we say in the afternoon, we say in the night. Let me repeat this again. We say in the morning, students go to schools in the morning. They return to their homes in the afternoon. We play football games in the afternoon or in the evening, you see. We say in the night. We watch TV in the night, but we say at night. Yes, Ali is in charge dash his father's commercial activities. Commercial تجاري. In charge, you remember in one of our lessons, we said responsible for, but in charge, yes, it is going to be in charge of. مسؤول عن. Ali is in charge of his father's commercial activities. Number 5, the one before the last. Don't play dash fire, please. Don't play dash fire. Yes? I'm sure you can tell it. Yes? Everyone can tell it. Yes. Don't play with what? With fire, please. And then the last one says, I hope you can see it. Huda is looking dash her lost earring. Yes, now. Earring. Yes? Huda is looking dash, of course. You can tell it. It's going to be what? Yeah, it's going to be 4. So the whole sentence reads, Huda is looking for her lost earrings. I'm going to read the sentence to make sure that everything is okay, of course. Active students get up at dawn to revise their lessons. Okay, this is a good sentence. You will sit for the Sudan School Certificate exams on March 23rd. Yes, okay. We usually play football games in the evening. Also, this sentence is okay, yes. Ali is in charge of, مسؤول عن, yes, his father's commercial activities, commercial, تجاري. Activities, نشاطات. Don't play dash with fire, please, of course. And the last one, Huda is looking for her lost earrings. Dear students, I hope you go and revise your lessons very well to make sure that you are fully prepared for the exams, which will be on the 23rd of March. I hope you have followed the explanation of this lesson very carefully so that you understand it. And really I'm very glad, مسرور جدا لتقديم هذه الحصص، وحقيقة لا يفوتني أن أشكر الإخوة في قناة طيبة لتاحتهم لنا هذه الفرصة لتقديم هذه الحصص، ونرجو من الله سبحانه وتعالى أن يوفقنا جميعا في خدمة هذا السودان الحبيب، ونشكرهم شكرا جزيلا، ونرجو لكم التوفيق والسداد، والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته.
غردي يا نسها نحن نجحنا، وإلى المجد بعزم قد وصلنا، وزرعنا جهدنا طول الليالي، وأتى اليوم الذي فيه حصدنا. غردي يا نسها نحن نجحنا، وإلى المجد بعزم قد وصلنا، وزرعنا جهدنا طول الليالي، وأتى اليوم الذي فيه حصدنا. عانق العلياء يا نفس بفخر، سطري شعرا سل الأنجم عنا، ما لهونا يوم أن جاءت خطوب، بل صمدنا.